Hi, this is Selena from Oh My Aches and Pains. Today I want to talk a little bit about the energy envelope, a concept that I use as a fibromyalgia scientist to help me manage my fibromyalgia symptoms and live better with chronic illness. As you can see, I've drawn on the board a picture of an envelope. That's going to be our visual for this discussion. Now, the energy envelope is based on a formula. It's probably one of those things that takes 5 minutes to learn and a lifetime to master. I'm only 6 years into living with fibromyalgia, and trust me, I still got a ways to go with this. At any rate, every day that we wake up, we have a certain amount of energy that's available to us, whether we measure that in spoons or marbles or whatever energy measurement unit works for you. Every day, we use energy in the form of physical activities, mental activities, and emotional activities. You could say that we subtract during the day from the energy that we have available to us when we wake up throughout the day until the time we go to bed. Now, when we get to bedtime, there are 3 possible outcomes. If we've used too much energy, more than what is available to us, we're going to wind up in the negative at the end of the day. If we use up every bit of energy available to us during the day, then we're going to wind up at 0, which is balanced. Or, if we go through the day and we have a little bit of energy left over, well, that's going to put us in the positive. So let's talk about these 3 different variables and how they apply to the energy envelope. If we wind up in the negative, which is going to be here, well, guess what? We're outside of our energy envelope. This means that we're putting ourselves at risk for flare-up, and that we might be in something called a push-crash cycle. Now, basically, what the push-crash cycle looks like is we spend a lot of our time out here, outside the envelope. We every once in a while make our way inside the envelope to rest up once we can't go anymore, and then we're right back out here again outside of the envelope. The problem here could be one of 2 things. We're having problems knowing how much energy we have available to us during the day, or we're overestimating how much energy we can use. Again, this is something that becomes easier with time. But initially, when you're diagnosed with fibromyalgia, you may find yourself in the push-crash cycle like I did. One trick that I learned is to think about all the things that I want to do during the day and then cut that list into half. Do those things and then come back to see how much energy I have available. I found that I was overestimating how much energy that I had, and I was just simply doing too much initially. Doing this consistently over time helped me get inside of my energy envelope. What I discovered when I got to the inside is that the amount of energy available to me every day became more consistent. I had the same amount every time I woke up, approximately. It also meant that I could maintain a level of activity that was more consistent from day to day, week to week, month to month. Again, this is a process that happened over time where I just got better at understanding how much energy was available to me and then how I could use that energy or what it looked like, what I could do with that energy. Now, my ultimate goal is to find something that I call the sweet spot. It's kind of like those stickers that you put on the outside of an envelope over the seal. They're usually gold. They make the envelope look nicer. My definition of the sweet spot is it's that spot inside the energy envelope where at the end of the day you always wind up with energy left over. Now, why do I want to wind up with energy left over? At the moment, I'm very good at figuring out what I have and using it all up. And like I said, it seems to help lend a consistency to my life. And in fact, since I spend so much time inside the envelope, every once in a while I can kind of poke out here for a special event, and then I know that I can get myself back into the envelope and minimize what kind of flare-up I have. Also, staying inside the envelope allows me to do this every once in a while and not be so flared up like living outside of the envelope. But what I've been told, and I haven't actually experienced for myself yet, is that if you can find your sweet spot, you can take this excess energy and start banking it into your reserves. And theoretically, the more energy you have banked in your reserves, that will translate into healing. Now, very, very conservatively, because really you can't expect to get better overnight, it's thought that if you're able to bank energy and build your reserves, you might be able to see a 0.5 to 1% improvement every month in your fibromyalgia or other chronic illness. So that's why I wanted to try to find the sweet spot and start living inside the sweet spot. I want to see for myself, if I build reserves of energy, can I have healing? Can I see improvement? And of course, the way that you build your reserves is doing things like planning, pacing, resting, especially resting on a schedule, not just resting in response to feeling tired during the day, getting better sleep, making activities fibro-friendly so that they use less energy. Strategies like that I've talked about on my blog. And finding the sweet spot in conjunction might help me start banking the energy. So again, it's all about this scientific equation us fibromyalgia scientists use, recognizing that every day we have energy available to us, every day we use energy, and we have 3 different outcomes that either put us outside of our envelope, inside of our envelope, or into the sweet spot, banking reserves of energy for healing. I hope this helps you on your journey with fibromyalgia and learning how to live your best life despite it. This is Selena from Oh My Aches and Pains. Thanks for watching.